Hi, John. I chose to do this project on a French film called Welcome. Released in 2009, the film is about an Iraqi Kurd immigrant named Bilal who dreams of going to Britain to be reunited with his girlfriend. However, Bilal gets captured in France and is held until he meets Simon, a French swimming coach, who gives him temporary refuge in his home. Simon then trains Bilal in his pool because Bilal is going to try to swim across the English Channel to reach his girlfriend. Unfortunately, the police are tipped off and search Simon's apartment, but luckily Bilal escapes and attempts to make it across the channel. Sadly, he drowns 800 meters from the English coast. The movie then ends with Simon informing Bilal's girlfriend of what has happened and attending his funeral. Now, instead of talking about one specific scene in the movie, I will talk about 3 different instances and relate them to the global migration of people and the treatment and experiences of refugees. In scene 1, Bilal is walking with other travelers, and he's telling them about his goal to someday reach England to marry his girlfriend. The travelers proceed to laugh in his face, but Bilal is not discouraged and he continues his optimistic viewpoint. This scene illustrates very nicely how different refugees will have any number of reasons for leaving their homes and traveling to a new location. It can be anything, really: war, love, persecution, but it's some reason that they end up leaving their home to go to a new place. The optimism that Bilal shows also is representative of whatever reason that these refugees have to leave, and it's that passion that keeps them going and the drive to keep moving forward. The second scene is in the middle of the movie, and it is where Simon is helping Bilal train in the pool. This was a particularly touching scene because it showed how hard both Simon and Bilal were working in order to help Bilal reach his goal of going to England. In turn, this reminded me of the agencies or individuals that can make a huge impact in the lives of refugees, who are illegal or not. Without some of these organizations, these refugees would have little to no chance of making it to their destination or to adjusting to their new life, and the parallel was just very interesting and touching in a way. The third and final scene is where Bilal is attempting to swim across the English Channel but dies in the process. This heartbreaking scene is relatable because it shows how many refugees are willing to give up everything, including their lives, to make it to their destination. When Bilal is swimming, you can see the desperation and the strength he has to keep going. This is a combination, I think, that is needed by many refugees in today's world, because they come from terrible situations or they go through these horrific things. Without this, they probably wouldn't have as great of a chance of making it. In summary, this film shows the harrowing experiences of being an illegal immigrant and the hardships these refugees must endure. The characters Bilal and Simon relate to actual refugees and the organizations that can help them. The relationship between these 2 characters can really illustrate how impactful these interactions can be. This is significant, especially with the refugee crisis of today, because people at the very least should watch films like this and really try to consider both sides of the situation before coming to a conclusion as to whether or not refugees should be entered and allowed into the country.